Pete Thorn. Welcome to my home studio. And hey, this is my demo of the KONGPRESSOR from the nice folks at Orange. This is just a terrific sounding compressor. You heard it on all the guitar parts as well as the bass part on that track at the beginning of the video. And incidentally, that was one of the quickest tracks I think I've ever recorded. It only took me a couple hours to do, from the sitting down and coming up with an idea and then starting. And it just sounded really, really cool, and this pedal had a lot to do with the sound of the overall track. Basically, I started with pretty much straight up clean sounds using my Kemper profiler for the guitars. I was using a divided by 13 915 profile as well as a matchless profile for the guitars, and then for the bass I actually used my Line 6 Helix and just dialed up some pretty much straight up clean sounds. And then this guy added so much to the tones, and I didn't end up using any delay or even just a hint of reverb or anything like that on the lead guitars. It's just dry guitars, and it just sounded so cool to me that I left it like that and thought it was really cool. So anyway, this is a big part of the tone. Now, this compressor is a Class A compressor. It takes a lot of its kind of design lineage and stuff like that, evidently from old studio compressors of yore, and runs at kind of high voltage. It's got a charge pump on the inside, so it's running at 18 volts for lots of headroom, and just sounds like it. So you can get some really great pumped up kind of crystal clean sounds with this. But one of the interesting things about this pedal, and I'll talk about the controls here in just a second, one of the interesting things is that it's got a ton of output. There's 12 dB of clean boost on tap, evidently. And I never had the output up past, it's about 1230 right now, and that's where I had it set for the lead guitar part. For most of the sounds, I found unity gain to be around like 9 o'clock, so quite low. And so anyway, what I'm getting at here is you can really boost with this pedal. And when you really boost the front end of an amp combined with a fair amount of compression, that was essentially the lead sound I was able to get on that track. Now I'm going to show you, coming up here in the sound examples, that I had the amp sound set completely clean, and then this guy was driving the amp sound into overdrive and also getting this great kind of sustaining compressed lead tone going. And it reminded me a lot of Joe Walsh, so I'll play a little one of his licks coming up, because that sound can be kind of hard to achieve sometimes, that sort of in between. Is it clean, is it dirty, you know, singing, sustaining, but not really that dirty, just with a hint of overdrive. Country players, Americana, you know, rock and roll, it's like it's a coveted sound, and it can be difficult, and this could be just a ticket if you're kind of looking for that tone, and you might not think that sound is in a compressor pedal necessarily, but man, this one just really impressed me with that tone kind of driving the front end of the amp, achieving compression at the same time, and just getting this great lead sound. Well, anyway, you'll hear it soloed outside in the mix in a minute, but I was just really happy with not just the clean compressed sounds, but also that lead guitar sound I was able to get on that track at the beginning. Now, so as far as controls go, we got adjustable attack and release, and there's an output control and then a compression amount control. So all those fairly straightforward for sort of a highly adjustable compressor like this. But then you've got this really terrific control here labeled, I think it's called Chime. Yeah, Chime. And it's like a tone control, really. It's controlling the top end. So on the first guitar part on the track at the beginning of the video, and I'll solo that outside of the mix here once again in a second, but for that tone, I felt like the sort of straight up guitar sound was a little bright. I dialed that chime control back just a little bit below noon, down to around maybe 10:30, 11 o'clock, something like that. And when I turned on the compressor, I was able to get a nice fat pumped up tone, and it just warmed the sound up a little bit. Having the chime control down just balanced it right out. It sounded really cool. So you'll hear that in a minute. Now for the second guitar part that comes in the right channel. For that part, I wanted a little bit more air to the sound, a little bit more top end, so I just turned it up to about 130, highly adjustable, sounded just great. And then also for the lead guitar part, I had it up around, I guess, 2 o'clock, something like that, with, you know, grinding up the amp a little bit and boosting the front end and then compressing a lot. I felt like I wanted to cut through a little bit for the lead guitar sound. So really nice having that adjustable top end and just kind of infinitely adjustable. There's not a lot of compressors out there that have tone controls, I find. And this one just sounds really musical to my ears. All right, so without further ado, let's get to some sound examples, and it is the KONGPRESSOR from the nice folks at Orange. Here we go. watching my video on the orange KONGPRESSOR. Just a terrific sounding compressor pedal, and definitely could be a candidate for one of those always on pedals. I mean, it really enhanced the tone of the guitars for both clean parts and for that you know, slightly dirty sustaining lead part on the track at the beginning of the video. So I just really had a lot of fun with this one. I'm becoming a big fan of the orange pedals. I like what they're doing. They always do something a little different, and if you guys watch my videos, you know I like that when a pedal company comes up with an interesting angle. So this one having the combination of the clean boost as well as with the great sounding chime control just sounds really, really nice. So you can check it out further at the website you see there on your screen. And hey, thanks so much for watching. Please hit subscribe if you haven't. Come back and see me real soon for more videos. I'm Pete Thorn. Take care.